So I made a video last week, just like a little news video, kind of what we know so far about the new Warhammer 40k Darktide video game coming out. It's supposed to be coming out next year. And there was something in the article. It was just basically the article that was on Fat Shark's website. If you're curious about it, you can go check out my video. I think it's like 2 videos ago or 3. But anyway, it was just an article talking about the game, how it was going to be. Didn't give a whole lot of information, but there was one particular thing that I noticed at the very end of the article. And it said, all that's left is to welcome you to Adama Prime Convict. And I noticed the word convict because it just seemed it just stuck out to me. It's just kind of a weird word to be in this article. So I saw that, and I mentioned that on the video that I made, and somebody actually commented on the video, and they actually said they're referring to the Penal Legions, which I had no idea existed. I like Warhammer 40k a lot, but I've never played the tabletop game. But I am a big fan. I mean, I've read a lot of the books, so here's one. And I actually started rereading this one because I like this one so much. I mean, Word Bearers, Ultramarines, Blood Angels. So I'm a big fan of Warhammer 40k. Unfortunately, I've never had the opportunity or really knew anybody that wanted to play the actual tabletop game. So I feel like I'm pretty versed in the lore, but I've never heard of the Penal Legions. So that's why whenever I read the word convict, I wasn't too sure what they meant by that. I didn't know that they were an actual legion. Like I thought that maybe, because of the world that everything's set in, that maybe they just take people that are on death row and be like, look, you got a choice. You can either fight for the Emperor or we can just kill you. But apparently, it's like a whole legion. So, and I thought that was really cool. And like I said, the only reason I know that is because somebody who watched the video actually left a comment, and then I started doing some research. So I just thought that I would make this little video. There's no 100% guarantee that the people that were shown in the trailer, like your characters that you're playing, are technically part of the Penal Legion. It could be something where, like I was talking about, where maybe you were just convict and they just pulled you in there. But they use the word convict, and in the Warhammer 40k lore, the Penal Legion, this legion is a thing. I mean, it's an army you can build and everything, which is pretty cool. So I just thought I would kind of read off, just their basic description and the highlights of who they are or whatever. And, as far as the actual 40k lore, since we're potentially going to be playing as them, I thought it'd be kind of cool to read. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, stay tuned. I'm going to read through this whole thing. A Penal Legion, one of the legion's penitent, as they are known in Imperial High Gothic, are drawn from the Astra Militarum and Planetary Defense Force troops who have committed capital crimes and had their sentences commuted to life service. In a desperate universe, justice is often harsh and instant, with little consideration given to miscreants and misfits. In the struggle for survival, there is no room for individuals who transgress the rigid structures of the imperial society. Such people face servitude for life in the Penal Legion. There are a great many capital crimes in imperial law, so the supply of potential troops for the Penal Legions is never ending. The legions are home to killers and psychopaths, to fraudsters and cheats, and to the insane and the fanatic. Pickpockets and petty thieves rub shoulders with brutal murderers, cackling madmen, and religious zealots. Into the Penal Legions pours the human refuse of the galaxy. New troops have their heads shaved and tattooed with the unit insignia, and explosive slave collars are put around their necks. The collars are a disciplinary device rather than a means of turning the troops into human bombs. The blast is directed inwards and will have little effect on anyone standing a few Terran feet away. The collars are controlled by the Adeptus Mechanicus, personnel accompanying the force, and are detonated sparingly when discipline needs to be enforced without destroying the troops' morale. The Penal Legions provide a massive expendable source of manpower for the Imperial armies, thrown in desperate battles to hold back surprise offensives, or cast against fortifications to test the enemy's strength. The Penal troops are disposable and they know it. Most die in their first battle, driven like cattle into the heart of the fighting. The toughest, the most dangerous, the born killers somehow survive. For every 100 pathetic miscreants that die whimpering under the enemy guns, one mad killer emerges triumphant, screaming his insane anger. Penal Legions are a part of the regular fighting force of the Imperial Guard, and a commander who regards Penal battalion troops merely as cannon fodder and uses them wastefully is liable to end up in a Penal Legion battalion himself. So yeah, guys, that's just a quick little small description of the Penal Legion. I pulled this information from the Warhammer 40k wiki guide, and they have, that's just the first few paragraphs. they have a lot more information. So if you want to look at that, I will put the link in the description down below. And yeah, go check that out for yourself. But I think it's really cool that there's an actual entire legion of these guys. And what I think makes it even kind of more interesting is that if you know anything about the Warhammer 40k universe, it's a very dark place. There's always fighting, there's always conflict, and it doesn't surprise me that in the lore, this isn't just for people who've committed murders or, you know, heinous crimes. I mean, it seems like if you've committed pretty much any crime, they're very quick to put you in the Penal Legion, because that just bolsters the army's defenses. And in this world and in the lore, it's all about the fighting, and they're, you know, the more bodies they have to throw at something, the happier the Imperium is. I guess it's going to be it for me, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you happy that we could potentially be playing as people a part of the Penal Legion, or did you want them to go in a different direction? Would you have preferred them go with Space Marines, just regular Imperial Guard, with particular legions that you would like to play as? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching if you stayed through the whole video. If you did stay through and watch, consider subscribing, consider liking the video if you enjoyed it. It would really help me out. And that's it, guys. And remember,
in the grim dark future, there is only war.